I entered the house at about 8 p.m. since I had to stay at the shop to help Mommy sew while she attended to church program. The house was very dark. I had to use my sixth sense to locate where Mommy gets the atupa. I was able to locate it and turned it on. I didn't bother opening the pot since I can't even remember the last time Mommy made food for us. I decided to lie on the bed and wait for Mommy, my elder brother, and my younger one Dele. While waiting, I dozed off. I heard a knock in my sleep. It was so loud that I had to jump up. While rushing to open the door, I didn't even see the stool close to the bed. I stumbled on it and hit my leg really hard. There was not enough time for me to reflect on the pain. I quickly went on and opened the door. Mommy, Brother Dayo, and Dele came in together.
What are you doing since I was knocking on this door, you this evil child? Were you having meeting with your mate? Answer me, Mommy said.
Well, I wasn't surprised since it wasn't new to me. She has been like this ever since the death of my father. She believed I had an evil spirit inside of me that killed my father. She got that illusion from her beloved Pastor James. To her, Pastor James can never be wrong. Ever since Mommy met that so-called man of God, it has been one deliverance to another for me. After the scolding, Brother Dayo came patting me on my head. He told me not to take what Mommy said to heart. He dropped the sack of akara and bread he was holding on the table and went to bed. Brother Dayo has always been high on daily saving grace. He left school when Mommy died and started working at a building site just to cater for us, since Mommy decided to give all her money to Pastor James. Arike, Mommy called my name. You have to come with me to church tomorrow. Pastor James said he saw a vision about you and you need to come for a deliverance. I frowned at that phrase. I didn't want to miss school, especially since I'm in my final stage in secondary school, but I know I have no say when it comes to Mommy and Pastor James. She told me not to forget to take the anointing oil she brought from church and went to bed. The next morning, we both went to see Pastor James. He said a short prayer for us and he said, from what he is seeing in his vision, I will have to stay in the church premises for more than a month. I looked at Mommy with pleading eyes, not like she was going to give in, but I just wanted to try. Mommy immediately agreed with Pastor James and asked me to stay back. I pleaded with Pastor James if I can go to school and return back to stay. He agreed and I was really happy. Mommy left me in the church to go pick up some of my stuff that I will be needing throughout my stay in the pastor's place. I would have really loved to say goodbye to my brother Dayo and Dele, but I wasn't even given the chance to. Pastor James' house was close to the church and I was given a room in his house to stay. It wasn't so bad staying at his place. At least I won't be starving. Aside from the concert prayers I will be receiving, I still do have a little time to read. I never had thought that all this was going to change in no time, as Pastor James' wife relocated from the city, Lagos, and came back to Ekiti State to live with him. I also remember him saying he has a son who resides abroad. Well, the first few weeks with Miss James wasn't bad at all, as she was really nice to me. But this fallacy didn't last longer, as she started revealing her true colors. She never missed a chance to wake me up as early as 4 a.m. to do chores, and would always intentionally make me go late to school. All of these changes wasn't sitting well with me, so I had to meet with Pastor James to ask him when I should be allowed to go back home. He told me he wasn't done with me yet, that I should be patient with him, saying the spirits fighting me is really a strong one. Well, I was really tired of this bullshit talk, and I am very sure I had no evil spirit. Thought of running away filled my head. I needed to be free from all these shackles. One sunny afternoon, I was taking my shower while singing and dancing. You could say I was in a good mood. When Miss James came knocking on my door, I made my bath snapping and rushed out of the bathroom with my towel wrapped around my chest. I opened the door and made way for her to enter. I could see her holding a paper containing a list of things with the intention of sending me on an errand. But what I couldn't understand was why she kept on staring at me so intensely. She finally gave me the list and asked me to go get what she needed in the market. Hesitating, I quickly got dressed and left the room. On my return, I met Pastor James in the living room waiting. He handed me a package and gave me a strange address to go and deliver the package. He told me to be very careful with the package and also
avoid security roads. I agreed and quickly left to deliver the package. I got to the said address and met a strange looking man. I handed the package over to him and they in return gave me a box. I already carried the box and left the place. On getting home, I met Pastor James and handed him the box. He was really excited and satisfied. It was a Sunday morning and we were all preparing for church when Miss James walked into my room and saw me dressing. I told her I would be done in no time, but she refused to leave and kept on staring at my body. I felt really uncomfortable. She asked a question that threw me off balance. "Are you a virgin, Arike?" she asked. I answered yes and nodded my head. She then stared at me for a little while and left. I quickly dressed up and went out to open the gate so that Pastor can drive out. We got to church and I was very happy to see Egbon Dayo, but he wasn't looking so well. I went on to give him a big hug. I know Brother Dayo to always be a secretive person, so there was no point asking him why he was looking so disturbed. I went in search of Dele. When I met Dele, I asked him what the problem was and he told me Bodami was working on the site on Friday and the block he was carrying on his head fell on a little child. This child happens to be the only child of the owner of the building. He has been threatening Brother Dayo, telling him to pay nothing happened to his daughter or else he would make sure Brother Dayo dies in prison. "Ha!" I exclaimed. My heart was shattered. I was scared to know what Bodami was going through. I went back to give Bodami a very big hug and told him all will be well. He told me not to worry about it, that he would try and fix his problem himself. After the service, I joined Pastor James and his wife in their car and went home with them. My heart wasn't settled after hearing what Ebomi was going through. It was late into the night when I felt someone beside me. I opened my eyes to see that it was Miss James. I was startled and I asked her what she was doing on my bed. She immediately shut me off, asking me to bring down my voice, and then she asked me to take off my clothes. I couldn't understand what she meant by taking off my clothes. She went on to ask if I was a child. "The last time I checked, you're in your finals in senior secondary school, so stop acting like a kid." I told her I do not understand any of this and that she should please leave my room this minute. I guess she was angry at me, but she still left. The next day when I saw her, I greeted her, but she didn't budge. She just told me I was needed in the pastor's office. I went to the pastor's office and greeted him, and he handed me another package with another strange address. This time, I didn't really want to go, but he threatened that I'll be grounded if I don't, and I won't be allowed to go to school. Knowing that going to the church or school is the only way I can get to reunite to my family, I accepted the package and went to the closest bus stop. I boarded a taxi and told the driver where I would be stopping. Soon we got to the place and on reaching my address, I dialed the number and a man came to collect the package just like the previous time. This man also gave me a box in return. I went back home and delivered what I collected, and Pastor James also delivered the message he got from my mother to me. He told me the child that was rushed to the hospital later died, and Brother Dayo has also been arrested.